Hi guys, how you going? Campbell here from Autodidactic channel. Hope you're all having a splendabulous day in this strange world and realm that we find ourselves in. Getting crazier and crazier by the day, and as we go forward we are starting to uncover some pretty interesting stuff to do with our past and just how long, is our past, and really just how much evidence of our past is around us, and how many buildings are still around us that we don't actually see as buildings anymore. So I just wanted to jump into this little video and show you some monuments that may actually be a bit more than what we are told. So let's get into this. So I was watching a video last night. It was actually a van life video when they were driving through Kansas, and they came across in the middle of nowhere this, and these are called the Chalk Pyramids, or it says Monument Rocks at the Chalk Pyramids. And as you can see, this landscape is completely flat, and we have this popping out of the ground. Monument Rocks and Chalk Pyramids are names for the same group of rock outcroppings near US 83 in western Kansas. There are signs of the turnoff, blah blah blah. Little Castle Rock, Badlands, Monument Rocks are on private rangeland, but thanks to the owner they are open to the public during daylight hours. And there's not really much on the history here, because what they're really saying is it's just a geological formation that's just completely natural and just sort of popped out of the ground there. And I've got a few more photos, but you can just sort of see the the lines here, the striations and things going up. And these geologists will tell us that this is just the harder rock, and whatever was around it was softer, and the wind and water, rain, etc. blew it all away. This one's called Charlie the Dog, for obvious reasons. But again, just have a look at this. Is that's quite a right angle there, isn't it, for a natural formation? And over here we have archways. Again, this is all just got lines all the way through it. You can see there's something in the background there lined up through this doorway. And this is how big these things are, and just popping, literally just popping out of the ground. This is shells and other fossils, and as you can see, it's just on someone's farm. And looking at that picture, what does that look like to you guys? That looks like 3 castles, doesn't it? 3 old castles and a little tower down here. So this, I'm guessing that they're made of chalk, or a chalk-like, compound. Doesn't really say much about them. No, it just really tells you. This is like a Nevada tourist page, so it's just really telling you how to get there. But just look at all this stuff just popping out, and we do see this kind of stuff a lot. It's definitely around a lot in Australia. It's all called sandstone down here. So, the Chalk Pyramids, are they really just a natural formation? Let's have a bit of a closer look. Alright, and here we just this is just a landscape sort of photo of one of the outcroppings. Straight away we can see a door or something in here, a window, a hole of some kind. And again, just what looks like unnatural angles. And of course this follows off the work of many people, really. Wooden Nichols has done a couple of videos recently on the topic of geological formations that may actually be old structures, very old structures. Oh, sorry, I'm flipping. Oh my gosh, what have I done? Okay, so this is an aerial view, obviously, and of course looking, you know, quite natural. Not like there's been any kind of explosion or anything there at all. And if we could go out further, you could see there's a bit more down here, but apart from that, it's just these two white blobs on the landscape. And we can see, you know, you can see the formation of walls here, what look like walls. And that, look at that. That looks like, what does that look like? You know, we've had lots of talk, you know, are there melted buildings? Because we do have all these stories like Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, and the fire and brimstone coming down. So is that what's happened to these kind of places? Because, I mean, look at this. Look at these walls. When you start to look at this, do you really think that this is a natural formation? Look at this wall popping out here. Or could this be, you know, the remnants of a very large structure? Looks like we've got a triangle sort of in there. And these just look like walls, you know, these sort of outer walls of a much larger structure. But there also are, and this is a picture I really wanted to show you, look at this. This is just someone's taken this picture. And what are these? You know, like literally stuck into, you know, the rock. Are we calling it the rock? Whatever this, you know, chalk pyramid stuff is, which is probably the remnants of a building. I mean, even here you can just kind of see lines along it. But then we just have these, I mean, they look like bricks, do they not? Bricks, stones or something. And there's like a row of them that have somehow survived. And even underneath it you can just see bits of sort of rock and, you know, right angles and things just embedded in this so-called natural formation. So, I mean, that's fairly good evidence that, I mean, they're bricks. They're bricks stuck in the side of this. And what I was saying is some of these structures seem to be huge. You know, a lot of, you know, the sort of mountains, smaller mountains, when we're starting to look at them, they're full of holes. They're full of doorways and windows and natural carvings and things. And this again, I mean, this is looking very tower-like. And you can just see, you know, these different levels. And geology again will tell us this is just different strata levels that have built up, you know, different over time as the lands change, and I guess different, you know, soil and rock come from somewhere to build up different layers of different, you know, compositions. But is that what this really is, or is this, because they're pretty straight lines, or is this evidence of a man-made structure, or made by some intelligent being? Here again, I mean, this way it looks like it's been worn out a bit, but you know, that was probably originally a natural doorway. That's a fairly straight line there, and again we just get these lines everywhere. But look at this bit here. Look at that. Might be a bit close. See this bit here that's sort of just jutting out. You can almost see that this is like an old bit of facade, and then it's worn off here and we have sort of bricks or something behind it. I don't know. But that, see how it comes out here like it's a column? I don't know. Very curious, very curious. And again, and look up here. See that? That looks pretty right angle for a natural kind of, I mean, maybe a rock fell out of there, who knows? Even in here, these look like rocks. Like, they're not you know, that they don't look like the rest of this, do they? They look sort of like a rock, and also this bit here. What do you think? What is this stuff? I mean, that's that dog rock, Charlie Rock, or whatever it's called, Charlie Dog. And again here you've got like a little round sort of bit coming up. So this is, yeah, the questions that are starting to be asked. You know, what are these things? Are these really geological structures? Because when we really dig into it, I mean, even the story of layering and different layers of different, you know, composite land or earth or rock, or whatever you want to call it, does that really make sense? Like, right, one year you get one type of dirt and rock, the next year you get another. I mean, and that they'll say that this also is wind erosion. You know, they'll say, oh, well, you know, the wind blows along and it blows the softer bits of rock out, but they're pretty perfectly straight lines. And this just looks like a tower. This just looks like a tower. This has got a complete right angled edge on it. And again, just sticking out in the middle of the desert. In the middle of, where are we? Kansas. Ooh. So there you go. The Chalk Pyramids Monument Rocks in Kansas, USA. And I thought we'd have a look at some interesting structures we have in Australia. And this is called the Olgas. And as you can see, very red rock. It's pretty much the same colour as Ayers Rock, which many of you may have seen if you're not Australian. Now this, I'm really not sure what to make of the Olgas. As you can see, it's sectioned into parts. You know, we've got these full sort of cuts between things. Whoops. So I'm not sure if this. I'll show you a few pictures, but you can see here, we can see again these lines and holes and divots and things. Holes all along here. Look, see all these holes in lines? But, you know, so this may be some kind of old, you know, structure that's been attacked, as many are speculating, the whole sort of melting building theory. But there's also another theory out there. There's obviously the Titans, and Mud Fossil University has covered this a lot. And just looking at his picture, see this front bit? See this? Looks like the head of an elephant. I've got a better picture that shows it as well. So I don't know about this one. And, you know, the middle of Australia is literally, it's red. It's red dust, all of it. So obviously red is iron. Iron is what makes blood red. So, yeah, don't know. Whoops, how did we get there? Oh, whoops, I'm not supposed to see that yet. Okay, so yeah, this one. This is just the colour of the soil in the desert of Australia, but can you see the elephant there? Can you see how that looks like an ear? Eye there, down into a trunk, and it's kind of back. So I don't know about the Olgas, but very, very interesting. Now I'm going the wrong way. There we go. So this is a better shot of these holes. See them all? Big ones up here, but they seem to be in lines. And they're just kind of everywhere. So I don't, you know, that could be, I'm not sure, is this because it's a part of an old structure, or is it something to do with, you know, how organic things break down? I don't really know about this one, but I thought I'd show you just the same. Here again, just like these holes in here, just everywhere. And this is quite a big sort of area. There's quite a few of these really large kind of rocks around here. So it's a pretty interesting structure, the Olgas. This way. No, oh God, now I'm completely lost. This way. Now this is another thing we've got. This is called the Three Sisters. 1, 2, 3. And there's a few really smaller sisters down here. This is in the Blue Mountains in Australia. And as you can see, this is a big valley. We've got this huge plateau wall along here. And these are, again, we're told this is all just natural rock formations. But these have an interesting look to them. I mean, look at this sort of slab here that's just, it looks, it looks like part of the outside of the old structure, and all this has fallen away. And you can sort of see it here too, and it's like it's fallen off, the facade's fallen off. But of course, this, we do have big holes here, sort of all the way through it, down here. But is that open enough for this to be some kind of building? I mean, what's happened? Is it collapsed maybe? Are these floors? Because, and they definitely do have the look, and some of the pictures I've seen, there's obviously carved out rooms where there's doorways and things, and we know there's tunnels in there. But see how it looks like there's a facade here on some bits, and then it's fallen off on others. But what's getting me is, if this was a castle, shouldn't we have open floors, or if these are all, or are they all collapsed down? Because if they are, that would have been a very large building. So I'm not sure. But just the formations, this thing here looks like a tower, sort of with a dome popping out of the ground. Or is this got a lot more to do, Wise Up says that this is all wood, that all old structures were wood, and then they just got petrified and turned into what we now call, sandstone and chalk and slate and all this kind of stuff. But again, you can just sort of, almost looks like bricks down there. I don't know, what do you think? But then it, because it's full of, it almost looks like wood as well, doesn't it? I mean, could that be bark? Could these be, see that? Could that be bark and this the inside of a tree? 3 trees? I don't know. Interesting structures though. I've said it before, geology is something that really needs to be sort of re-examined. And this is, I'm not actually sure if this is part of the Three Sisters, but it's definitely in the Blue Mountains, in that vicinity. And as you can see, they've built this walkway across, and there is like a room in here, like a big sort of carved out tunnel thing. You can see there's people standing in there. So what's going on? Are these old structures? You can even see here we've got these, striations going horizontally. So what do you think? Structures, trees, dead animals? It's just because the more and more we look at this, the less and less it's actually looking like natural, geological formations, and all these theories they tell us about wind erosion and rain erosion, and some substances and rocks being harder than others, and that's why we get these funny shapes and that. I don't know. Doesn't really, when you really start to look at it, think about it, doesn't make a lot of sense, a lot of what they tell us. And I also just thought I'd show you this. This is a devil's marbles. See, we all knew he had no balls because they're in Australia. Yeah, just these strange round rocks. This one's been split in half. This one looking very seed-like. And they're all just sort of balanced randomly. Like that one, it's almost standing upright. Looks like it should fall over. 2 here, just balanced on these rocks. And then we get this sort of funny, again, like what is that? It looks like it's been melted and sort of pushed down. So, we have all these strange rock formations all over the world. I mean, they're everywhere, these just round rocks just standing places that they really shouldn't be standing. This is, of course, the tree root in the USA. Yeah, devil's marbles. And these are cool. These are, what are they called? Horny or spiny devils, I think. And they actually live out in the desert, and it's so hot that what they do is they stand on 2 feet at a time. So they have one front leg and one back leg, and they'll have the other two off the ground. I think you can see it there, actually. Yeah, you can. See it. And then they swap legs because it's too hot to just stand on the ground. That's a cool formation. So yeah, it's strange formations everywhere. What's that? Oh, it's a tent. I thought that was a pyramid entrance or something. But even there, just, I don't know. What is going on with the world around us? Because then, you know, we get things like this, and that's man-made by the looks of it. So that doesn't sort of make my point. But we do get, you know, formations that look of the same rock and the same kind of things, and then they just got carvings and holes and bits and pieces coming out of them. Look at that. Tree? What do you think? Look at this. That is cool. This is in Queensland. I haven't seen this one before. So that you can see, you know, where this whole giant tree hypothesis comes from, because I mean, how much does that look like a fossilized ancient tree? Alright, so yeah, I just wanted to sort of show you a few formations, all this strange stuff, split rocks, devil's marbles, and things that look like there may be a lot more going on. You know, are these castles? Because we get things like this, just full of holes. I mean, look at that. Oh my God. It looks like it's literally, I can't zoom in unfortunately, but can you see even inside where this has all come away? It just looks like, I don't know, just got all this. It's an interesting pic, but again, what is that? Because that's obviously hard. Looks like someone's just dropped, I don't know, chocolate ice cream over it, and it's kind of just all run down. But it also looks like it could be something that's collapsing, you know, with all these, are these roofs collapsing down, you know, the facade coming off? I don't know. Something has happened in our past. Something big. Something pretty destructive. And bit by bit, together, we will uncover it. We've been looking at resets for years now, and we find ourselves in the middle of one. I mean, how is that, guys? And seriously, we're part of a very small community who know about this stuff. It's getting bigger, but yeah, it's time for everyone just really to start questioning what is around us and what we've been told. Because as we get into this and the veil lifts, you know, every day we're realizing we've been programmed so much, so heavily to believe what our environment is, when it seems to be something completely different to what we are told. Alright guys, well thanks for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed that one. And yeah, have an amazing day, and I'll catch you on the next upload. Bye for now.